No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. This door is open. This door right here, this door is open for you. This door is open to you. This door is open. I'm talking about this door. This door is open. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
So last week we played that song for the very first time, and I just absolutely love it, love it, love it. Such a reflection of who we are. This door is open to you. You are loved. You are accepted just the way you are when you walk into those doors. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you believe, what you do. It just The mission here is to create a loving, accepting, and healing community that helps us all to grow and transform, and to be in that greater light that we are, right? So welcome. I'm so happy to see you all with us. And I'm Reverend Luce. I'm the senior minister here, and I see lots of new faces today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being with us today. You know, you could have chosen to be anywhere, and I really do believe there's a divine order in life, that it's not by chance that you are here. It's not by chance. I really believe this is a divine appointment. And believing that, I know that when you leave this place, there'll be something that you will take with you that will help you on your journey as you continue to become that beautiful light that you already are. So thank you for being with us. I just want to remind you that Eddie Watkins' concert is this Saturday, and we are sold out. I mean, I can't believe that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. But if you didn't get a chance to get a ticket and you still want to see him, he will be here next Sunday morning. He will be the guest speaker, and you'll be able to enter into that energy that Eddie brings so beautifully into every service. So I'm looking forward to it, aren't you? Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it myself. So right now what I like to do is get us ready and centered to open our hearts and our minds for this service, to set the intention of what we want to see at this moment. So I'm going to ask you to gently close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And then take a deep breath. And with each breath, remind yourself that you're breathing in peace and you're breathing out any concern. You're breathing in peace, breathing out worry. We acknowledge in this moment that where we are, God is. That where we stand is sacred, and that everything is sacred, for the very essence of God permeates all things. And so with this awareness, we set an intention this morning to remain open-hearted, allowing Spirit to show us, to guide us, to reveal truth that we know is deep within us. We allow our minds to rest, let go of the busyness that thoughts sometimes brings, and allow this mind to rest. Bring it into the now moment, this right here moment, knowing that right here is where all the power is in this precious moment. What has happened is in the past. What is to be, we do not know. But right now, right here is everything. So we set the intention to be open-hearted, present in mind, holding in our hearts the awareness that God's presence is here, reflected itself in each and every one of us. We are grateful for these truths that sustain us, that hold us, that strengthen us. We are so grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. My Joe is not here. He's getting so much better. He's really actually looking better, but he's still testing positive, so he will stay home until he's able to test negative. So keep him in your prayers. And let's just keep the whole congregation in our prayers, making sure that we are supporting them with our love, with our good intentions, and with our knowing of the truth that where they are, God is. And everything is unfolding as it should in divine order, which is our power of the month. The power of the month is divine order. Everything in order brings harmony and balance. Everything shows up perfectly as it needs to. So, would you say with me the affirmation of oneness? There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all powerful, all knowing, everywhere present, right here, right now, God. And so as we begin to prepare our hearts for the meditation that's to come, listen to this song very carefully. Let it penetrate into your heart. And then we will begin with the meditation process with reading the daily word.
Good morning. Hi. It's great to see everybody here today. Today's word is ease. Beholding God in every circumstance helps us know ease. It's easy for me to find God in the glory of a sunrise and in the laughter of children, and to feel God's love as I get together with friends or family. I remember that God is just as surely present when my responsibilities feel overwhelming, when conflict arises in a relationship, or when it feels as though there isn't enough of what I need. If I feel tense, fearful, or frustrated, I remember that wisdom, love, understanding, and strength, all the divine qualities that live within me, they're ready to help me handle any challenge. Assured by my awareness of God's presence, I move with ease and grace through whatever this day brings me. And from Proverbs 1, verse 33, those who listen to me will be secure and will live at ease without dread or disaster. So may you have plenty of ease in this day. Namaste.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I surrender every moment, every day.
So now is the time to practice presence. So I invite you to get extremely comfortable in your seat and place both feet flat on the floor to remind yourself of the groundedness of Mother Earth. This is an invitation to travel to that inner sanctuary. So I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, and perhaps have your hands on your lap with your hands open to receiving what is yours to receive. Observe your body, and if there's any place in your body that just needs to be reminded to let go, soften your shoulders, and just if any thoughts start distracting you, return to your body that is always in the present moment and your sacred breath. That breath that is the reminder that we are spirit. And this practicing the presence allows us to explore this inner realm of being. This month is the month of divine order. And this divine order is right around your navel. It is like what it is that we are digesting. What substances and choices do we feed on? This divine order is allowing us to order our inner house. Is there any place in your inner realm that needs this divine order? There is always a song that is singing. This is your song. It's the voice of spirit reminding you of the beauty of who you are. This beautiful, beautiful child. And so we will listen to the song that is reminding you of who you are. Perhaps there might be something around health that is calling for your attention. Or perhaps some forgiveness, or the need of more rest and quiet, or perhaps a sabbatical or a retreat. Those things that are always singing inside of you, saying, come on in, come on home. Nurture this divine spirit within you. So in this sacred silence, we will just listen. Listen to what is singing in your heart. So we are so grateful for this return to remember our truth, the beauty of us. And we allow ourselves several nice, deep breaths, reminding us of this beautiful gift of life. So the first breath we take, we just allow ourselves to feel and experience the oneness of all things. And another nice breath that allows us to say, we are divine. And when we honor our divinity, we can see this divinity in everyone else. And another breath that allows us to cleanse all our thoughts and affirm we are perfect and whole right here and right now. And we're grateful for the practice of prayer and meditation. And we know that practicing the presence is our divine birthright that we can travel to at any time. So gradually allow yourself to return to this sanctuary and feel the nurturance of the presence of each and every one that is here, and also every single divine vitamin of all our spiritual powers circle us in this sanctuary. So gradually, with another nice, deep breath, allow yourself to be back here in this present moment. Namaste.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you. What a beautiful meditation. Beautiful. I could have just stayed there and say, amen, go home. Anyway, before I begin today's talk, I want to just acknowledge that we are so happy to have Ira and Connie back and Dennis back. It's so good to have you with us. Thank you, thank you. We've been holding sacred space for you while you were gone. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about holding the high watch. And you must be wondering, what in the world is that? But we will talk a little bit about what that is in a moment. You know, I came across a transcript of a radio conversation between an officer of a U.S. naval ship and some Canadian authorities. And it was released in November 10th of 1995. And this is what it said. It said, from the officer from the U.S. naval ship, this is what he says: please divert your course 15 degrees to the north to avoid collision. And the Canadian authorities respond, recommend you direct your course 15 degrees to the south to avoid collision. Now, the officer from the U.S. naval ship says, this is the captain of a U.S. Navy ship, and I again say to you, divert your course. And again, they get a response from the Canadians, no, I say again, you divert your course. So now the American officer feels like, he has to be more forceful. So he says, this is the aircraft carrier USS Lincoln, the second largest ship in the United States Atlantic Fleet. We have 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and numerous support vessels accompany us. And I demand that you change your course 15 degrees north. That's 15 degrees north. Or countermeasures will be undertaken to ensure the safety of this ship. And there was a pause, and the Canadian authorities respond, this is a lighthouse. This is your call. So I wanted to open up with that rehearsal of that script with you, because in just a few days, on September 8th, we're going to Unity Centers from all over the world, wherever we have a Unity Center. We're going to all come together and hold a prayer vigil on Unity's World Day of Prayer. This happens every year for the last 29 years. And a little later, Gary, who is the prayer chaplain director, will be able to share a little bit more about what's planned for that day. And every year, that Silent Unity, which is the prayer ministry of our worldwide movement of unity, every year they call us into coming together in one accord and pray. And they provide for us a theme to center ourselves around as we pray. And this year's theme is holding the high watch. And what caught my attention in the promotional materials that they send us is that there is a lighthouse on that flyer. And I thought about, wow, how appropriate to use a lighthouse as the image that goes along with the theme of this year. Because if you know anything about a lighthouse, lighthouses, prior to our very fancy and highly technological tools of global positioning systems, GPS, the lighthouse was something that sailors would really depend on. They would rely on it to help them come to shore safely. So from the tower of a lighthouse, they would see this bright beacon of light that would warn the sailors of dangerous reefs beneath the sea or perilous rocky coast on the land. The light would just illuminate the darkness of the sea and would help guide that ship into safe harbor. It was a very constant and dependable guide for the sailors. When I thought of that, I realized it's no wonder that we see lighthouses as a symbol of hope, a symbol of reliance and dependability. And I remember reading in Robert Thiel's book, This Life is Joy, he said that you are much more than a material time-space organism, that you are a being of light, born from living within and giving expression to universal love and intelligence. So you are that lighthouse. The light is within you, for you are this being of light that Annie spoke of in her meditation. You're more than just this body. And so when Jesus said, I am the light of the world, what he meant, what he was saying was that he was an expresser of truth in all its aspects, because that's what the light illumines in our consciousness, spiritual truth. And he was the expresser of that truth, that universal love and intelligence moving through him. But he went further. He didn't just say, I am the light of the world. He also said that we are the light of the world. He said, you are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others. So you as well will be able to express that spiritual truth that's revealed to you in consciousness in your time of prayer and meditation. You are the light of the world. And when our lives shine this amazing light of truth, when we live by it, we become the lighthouse, not just for ourselves, but for others all around us. They are drawn to your light because they see something there that was drawn to them. That's what we try to strive here in this community. That's what we try to do, to be a beacon of light, supporting one another. No judgment, no nothing, just accepting and supporting until we individually find the truth. Because I don't need to give it to you, it's already within you. It's already there. We're just the light helping you to find it. In the creation story of Genesis, the very first commandment that was spoken was, let there be light. This light is the symbol of intelligence, the energy of our intelligence moving through all things. It is wisdom, it is truth. This light is at the very core of our being. It is there. And we can resonate in knowing that there's something within us that knows that we are more than this body. And that we are one with this light. This light will guide us and lead us and show us and teach us. And offer his wisdom and his intelligence, for we are that. And as I see it, truly as I see it, our greatest need today is to let this light shine through us. Let it guide us as we find our way out of this present darkness of separation and fear. Let that light of love and intelligence be what permeates our lives and motivates us to go forward. And so, in Unity, we teach that prayer is that thing that allows us to commune with God. Through consciousness, in the seed of consciousness, we have the ability to commune with God. And our beliefs inform how we pray. What we believe in will determine how we will pray, what we will hold in consciousness as we enter that secret place of the Most High, that part in your consciousness where you can meet with God. And so for me, The three essential beliefs that I have come to know in my prayer lives is that I am a child of God, that I am not broken, that I am whole, that I am blessed, that I was born in grace, that I am a beautiful creation of light. I believe that. I believe that where I stand, no matter where I am, God is there. There is never a separation. There is no place that I can go or be that God is not. God is everywhere present in His totality. So I believe that. And I believe that this presence that we call God, or whatever name you want to call it, doesn't really care what name you call it, that this presence is the essence of all that is. It is the essence, the ground of being for all that exists, what we see and don't see. And therefore, everything is sacred. Everything. You and I and all life and this world and this universe is absolutely sacred. And so when I see you in reverence, for the light in me recognizes that light in you. And I honor that. And I take these beliefs, because those are important. What do we believe when we go into that secret place to commune with God? What do we believe? And I take this, and it allows me to come into awareness of presence from the highest consciousness that I can have. So that when I pray for others and I pray for myself, that I'm remembering these truths. So I practice that high watch, to go into consciousness with the highest and the greatest revelation of truth that Spirit has given me, that I may see from that place the greater good. To look beyond the human condition. For everything in this realm will change. Everything passes. But the truth does not change. That is eternal. And so I do not focus, and we call you not to focus on the condition, but to seek first the kingdom, to seek first the presence, the awareness of presence in your life. And knowing that that presence is greater than any condition that is happening in your world. To allow yourselves in this presence, to allow yourself to feel and know that you are never separated from the essence of your being, that which we call God. And when we enter this way with this awareness, it changes everything, because you're seeing it from a much higher perspective. You're not focused on the things of this realm, but on a greater truth, much higher, much greater. So let the inner light that is within us help us to see as we enter our oneness and our wholeness, not just in our lives, but in all life, our wholeness. And when we begin to do that, we begin to let go, because there's an ease that comes into our, like the daily word said today, there's an ease that enters into our consciousness and allows us to let go of the fear and the worry and all the other things that we are surrounding the condition with. We just let it go. We let it go, and we begin to now see it rightly. We get to see it from a higher place. Without judgment, without resentment, without anxiety, without worry or fear, all those things that are not of that higher truth. These things that we think of, these resentments and judgments and all those things, all they do is interfere with our ability to really see through the eyes of Spirit. The light is shining, but we can't see it. It's like we're wearing dark sunglasses, with smudges all over the place. As we enter the secret place, we cannot see because all these feelings and thoughts are the smudges that don't let us see the truth. So earlier this week, I got a call, Z and I got a call from our sister Rosa that her grandson was in the hospital and that he had 3 blood clots in his leg and he was in a lot of pain. And this very precious child, not too long ago, just 2 years ago, had a blood clot in his brain. So initially, what happens is when we hear news like that, it's like we're conditioned to go to the human condition. And we're conditioned to begin to worry and get anxiety. And so that happened. I'm human, just the rest of you. So it happened, but I caught it. I saw it because when you live a mindful life, when you're in practice of presence, of practicing being in presence and our awareness of presence, you catch yourself so much quicker. And so I realized, wow, this is the old me resurfacing, allowing my mind to get filled with worry. And I took a breath. And I invited my sister to do the same with me. And we rested in that silence for a moment until we were able to become aware that God is everywhere present. I resisted then at that point trying to give in to that, and I chose instead to see this situation from the beliefs that I know are true for me, that he is a child of God, that he is blessed and he is whole, not broken, that God is right where he's at, and that there is an essence of purity and wholeness and divinity surrounding all that, because where God is, that's the essence. And so I paused for a moment and I went to that belief. And I went to see the highest and the greatest good unfolding for my nephew. For the highest and greatest good is always wanting to unfold in our lives in such beautiful divine order. And so that's what I did. I trusted that God is the divine good in all persons, including my nephew. And that we have this capacity to see this in see God good in all, through all, and as all. And we always have that choice to enter into the consciousness of fear and worry, where we are here seeing the condition, or we can rise higher and hold a high watch there, stay there, knowing the truth, affirming the truth for that person and for yourself. Because truly, whatever it is that we choose to focus on is what we're going to experience. It's really the truth. Our thoughts create the experience of our reality. So if we're focusing on worry and fear and despair, then that's what we're going to experience. But if we focus on the other end, on God, the good, everywhere present in my life, unfolding, things are unfolding for my highest evolvement, that I am a child of God, blessed, then that's what I will experience as I move through whatever it is that I'm moving through. So C and I agreed to hold the high watch for my nephew, and 2 days later, he was sent home. He's under treatment, and the doctors really believe with confidence that what they're giving him will help to dissolve these blood clots. So all that worry would have been wasted, right? All that energy of worry and fear. When God is present, you don't need to have that. So just as sailors will trust the beacon of light to guide them through the perilous sea, so too when we open our hearts and our mind and choose to see it from a higher perspective and hold that there, in our consciousness a truth that is greater than what we're seeing here, then we're holding the high watch, seeing conditions from a higher perspective and trusting that that light that is within us, that light of wisdom and intelligence and love and truth, that light is going to show us and guide us. And even at times, let us see what it is that it wants to develop in us. When we hold the high watch for someone, we pray affirming that we are one with divine love and that this love has the power to lift anyone from suffering and sorrow. When we pray affirmatively that we are one with divine life, we acknowledge that that energy of life is God, and that is the energy within us that brings healing. And when we pray affirmatively that we are one with divine wisdom, that the beams of a lighthouse are shining through us, our path is made clear. And we walk with confidence, assured that we are not victims of life. Life is not happening to us, but for us. And when you pray in that manner, boy, you feel so empowered. You are empowered because you are a child of God. You know, before I was aware of these truths, before I came to Unity, my prayer life was totally different. I would pray always beseeching and begging and supplicating and making all kinds of agreements with God. That it would interfere in my life, and not just the way I thought God wanted, but the way I wanted it. You know, it was important that God, I'm going to pray to you, and you better just kind of, this is what I want, and if you do this, then I'll do that. You know, and I'm sure that there were times in my life when I was so disappointed. I was incredibly disappointed because I wasn't aware that everything is working all together for my good. I just saw God as my Santa Claus. I ask, He gives. You know? But unity principles teach that in this communion with God, that in that inner sanctuary, what we are doing is not changing God, we're changing ourselves, changing the way we see things, recalling the truth and affirming it with statements such as, I am blessed, or I am divine. I have all the intelligence and wisdom and strength and courage to face whatever is before me. I am guided by the light of truth. My mind is at peace no matter what. My thoughts are going to be focused on good, and I will see only oneness and wholeness in all life. The light in me is honoring and recognizing that there is the same light in everyone else. And I affirm that there is a power in me that is greater, much greater. The power is always within. And when I pray this way and I reclaim my power and I give this expression, I come out and give this expression of universal love and intelligence, I make an impact in the world. I've come to be that light, that love, not worry or fear. So I begin to then know that all those things that are not true of me, I can let them go. I can let them go and live this life untethered to them. And I can move, and I move to do whatever is mine to do because I am guided. I know I have just met with the source of my being. We are one, and I know what is mine to do in a situation, any situation, because I am one with God. So I've said it so many times, I've said it over, that nothing and no one in this realm is against you. Not your condition, not your friends or family, whatever it is, nothing is against you. How can it be when you are one with infinite love, the pureness of spirit of love that is always conspiring on your behalf? always. So it's not against you. What your experiences are showing you or bringing into your life is an opportunity to tap into that which is of your true nature, that which is the light in you, the light that you are, so that you can be more love and more forgiving and more compassionate and more kind and more generous and more of that which you truly are. That experience, in a very strange way, is offering you a gift to be the truth of you, to be where you were born to be. You are created in the image and likeness of God. Therefore, you are purely divine. A part of you is totally whole and perfect. Nothing can touch it. And the experiences are helping you come home to that. When you pray, we don't focus on that human condition, as I said, but instead we'll focus on our oneness and our knowing that in some mysterious way, I may not see it this very moment, but in some mysterious way, everything is working all together for my good. Now, it'll take practice to hold that high watch because we're not accustomed to it, right? We're not. And like anything, we practice. I practice, we all practice. Because our go-to mode is always to focus on what's happening. And I think it's a beautiful practice that I invite you to be a part of that. We have people in our congregation that every Sunday, I don't know if you know this, we have a prayer chaplain that is holding that high watch. That what they're doing is they're making sure that they're being aware of presence, and that they are seeing the good unfolding in and through everything. They're not holding any fear or worry. They're holding that. How blessed are we to have people like that in our congregation that do that for us? When a prayer chaplain prays for you, they pray from that consciousness of a high watch, knowing the truth. And our LUTs do the same, and I do the same. For we know that there is a greater truth, or something more powerful than whatever is going on in your life. So I invite you to practice living and practice this high watch on a daily basis. Whenever you find your mind wandering into fear or worry, pause. For the power that created the entire universe and holds it all together is right there. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to become aware of it. Allow it to bring ease and comfort to you. Allow it to shine its light to show you the truth. Be there. Stay there. And then as you do, you're holding the high watch, knowing that all things are going to unfold in this beautiful divine order. You see, sometimes we only see a little piece of what's going on. Just this little piece. But there's such a big and greater picture, much bigger. If you look back, you'll see it. You'll see how all the dots connect, that everything has been working for your good. So go into your secret closet or your consciousness, your higher consciousness. I'm not talking about a closet. I'm talking about that place in mind, that consciousness in you, that you can see from a mountaintop of awareness. That God is here, that God is present, that God is with you, and that all is well. And I know that we say it, but really, if you're honest with yourself, how often do you do that? How often? I'm coming to you from the heart. How important it is to remember these truths. It will transform your lives. We don't always practice that, do we? Our very first thought, even when we're prayer chaplains or ministers or LUTs, not everyone practices it all the time. But I'm calling this community to begin to practice this on a daily basis, to begin to know your sacred worth and the sacred worth of everybody else. To be able to see them in their divinity and not in their humanity. For we are all evolving. We are all moving towards that. And when we can hold that for one another, then things will change. Not only for the community, but mostly in our lives. And that's what prayer is about. So I'm inviting you to join us for this World Day of Prayer. But more than that, I'm inviting you to join me in holding a high watch every day. Take some time to do that. And then come back and let me know how that changed your circumstances and your life for you. See, the circumstance will always be there, or can be there, longer than you want it to be. But how you deal with it will change. So I love you and I bless you. Thank you for listening and being here today. And I pray that you will agree with me to start practicing the high watch. Namaste.
We're all in this life together, living a mystery. Our days are touched by joy, touched by pain, asking why, longing for meaning, searching for hope, searching for who I've come here to be. We all need a prayer. Our hearts are yearning for the truth. When we feel alone, when we can't find our way, the answers are right here. We stand before an open door. We all need a prayer to remind us who we are. Somehow we keep forgetting, lost in the shadows, holding broken hearts, broken dreams. Love is there, grace in the presence, standing in truth, standing in power, one with the one. We all need a prayer. Our hearts are yearning for the truth. When we feel alone, when we can't find our way, the answers are right here. We stand before an open door. We all need a prayer to remind us who we are. Open now and feel your heart. The power in stand before an open door. We all need a prayer to remind us who we are.
Wow, that was a beautiful song. Gratitude to you, Reverend Luz. It's always so important to remember that when we fall, it's always about the return. I have a quote, and then I'll do the offertory. But Eckhart Tolle, if you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. So now it's the time to practice our presence. This is the opportunity when we feel any type of spiritual feeding, it's the time to give. So I invite you to take your offertory in your hands and together with me to say our blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. And as we visualize the abundance that is present, we just already know that there's infinite possibilities of what this community is all about as we reach into our own community and then reach out into the world. And so it is. Namaste. I want to thank everybody for being here, and I hope that there was a lot of spiritual uplifting. And now we're going to say the power of the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. Power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is divine. And I believe there's a few little announcements.
Save the announcements towards the end so that the service just kind of stays in that sacred space. But I do want to, last week I mentioned to you that we have an amazing hospitality team and they do so much good for us, and that I would have a sign-up sheet for you to be part of that team. So outside in the lobby, they're the people that help make the coffee and the tea and the water and the cookies and all that goodie, all those things that we have after the service. So if you're interested in serving in that team, just write your name and someone will contact you when we're going to get together and reform that team. And then there's some other things. I mentioned to you that Gary was going to tell us a little bit about World Day of Prayer, so I'm going to invite Gary to come up and tell us a little bit about what's happening on Thursday.
So those of you who were not here last week, we talked about our little treat to feed our soul. The prayer chaplains have prepared a little treat for you to take home. If you were not here last Sunday, we have some leftover ones. So if you were not here, pick one up in the bookstore. It's to feed your soul. So let's talk about World Day of Prayer, holding the high watch this coming week. Wednesday, September 7th. we have our regular Silent Unity meditation service. Now, if you've never attended this, we would really like to extend an invitation for you to come to this week's meditation service, because following the meditation service and as part of our meditation service, Aviva, who is our yoga instructor, and she's also a Reiki practitioner, is bringing several of her practitioners, and we're going to do a prayer and energy work session following the Silent Unity meditation service. So we would like to, show our appreciation for her for stepping forward and offering this service to us, beginning around 12 o'clock. The opening ceremony for the World Day of Prayer is going to be live streamed from Unity Village. This week in the weekly wake up, we'll have that link if you are interested in viewing from your home that live stream of the opening ceremony for the World Day of Prayer. That's on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to do a 12-hour prayer vigil beginning at 6 a.m. At your home, beginning at 6 a.m., begin your own prayer vigil. At 9 o'clock, when the sanctuary opens, we will have prayer chaplains in here every hour working on a prayer vigil. Feel free to stop by, sit in silence as part of their prayer vigil. Then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a special meditation service, quite different from our regular weekly one. John Mulkey is going to be providing us with music. I'm going to have some videos, and I'm going to do a special, longer, extended meditation dealing with presence and intention, and just surrender, that theme about holding the high watch. Following that morning meditation service at about 12 o'clock, Pam Redmer, Gloria Glossbrenner, and Frankie Bowker are going to do a special service out at the Labyrinth with a walk, a prayer, and a meditation service out there. Then at the evening at 6 o'clock will be our candlelight closing service for World Day of Prayer. Beginning at 6 o'clock, we will have guests in who will be talking about from various faiths, how do they hold the high watch? How do they create spiritual space in their particular faith? And then finishing it up with a closing candlelight ceremony. So we hope to see you all there, and it's really a wonderful ceremony that we do each year at Unity. So be a part of that and learn a little bit more about holding the high watch and creating that sacred space for yourself, as Reverend Lutz talked about. Thank you very much.
One last announcement is really important, is that we're going to have a very, very special event, and it's spearheaded by Arvid, and I want him to come up and tell you about it. I'm really excited about this, Arvid. Go right ahead.
Good morning. Namaste. Yeah, Luz is right, okay? We are really, really excited about this project we're working on. There's roughly 16 teams that give you an idea how big this event is. It will be held February 4th, 2023. That may sound like a long ways off, but if you're talking about all the things that we're going to be doing, it's a lot of stuff that we're going to be working on. So you'll be receiving part of the whole Jubilee process that we've worked on diligently for months and even years. We're going to be pulling together everybody's names, that all the things that you said you wanted to participate in. We're going to be setting up email blasts to all of you that said, I want to be part of this or I want to be part of that. So all of this is going to be reaching out to you. So if you start seeing some emails about this or that, please pay attention, because really, if you start seeing those emails, it's because you wanted to see those emails. You wanted to participate in that, okay? So again, it's February 4th, 2023. Please put that in. We're going to be opening up, for an example, just a little thing about it. Like, obviously, by then, the benches are going to be delivered. By the way, the meditation benches, they'll be delivered around the end of September-ish and put up right around the 1st of October-ish. Okay, so we're really working hard on that. That'll be part of the first annual Festival of Unity, 2023, February 4th. So make note. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Albert. Looking forward to that. And now would you stand with me and let us sing our peace song. I'll be happy to greet you in the lobby. I look forward to seeing you there. And let's just open our hearts and sing this peace song as we end the service.
life together, living a mystery. Our days are touched by joy, touched by pain, asking why, longing for meaning, searching for hope, searching for who I've come here to be. We all need a prayer. Our hearts are yearning for the truth. When we feel alone, when we can't find our way, the answers are right here. We stand before an open door. We all need a prayer to remind us who we are. Somehow we keep forgetting, lost in the shadows.